Hi. So I decided to switch it up for my second post and do a video instead. I will be talking about the 21st canto of In Memoriam. Um, I will just read it first. I sing to him that rests below, and since the grasses round me wave, I take the grasses of the grave, and make them pipes whereon to blow. The traveler hears me now and then, and sometimes harshly will he speak. This fellow would make weakness weak, and melt the waxen hearts of men. Another answers, let him be. He loves to make parade of pain, that with his piping he may gain the praise that comes to constancy. A third is worth, is this an hour for private sorrow's barren song, when more and more the people throng the chairs and thrones of civil power? A time to sicken and to swoon, when science reaches forth her arms to feel from world to world, and charms her secret from the latest moon. Behold, ye speak an idle thing, ye never know the sacred dust. I do but sing because I must, and pipe but as the linnets sing. And one is glad, her note is gay, and for now her little ones have ranged, and one is sad, her note is changed, because her brood is stolen away. Okay, that's it. I picked this one after we read the 5th canto in class. I kind of felt like it related to that one a lot, because in that one, let me find it. He talks about, I'll find the line. Oh, the first line, he says that I sometimes hold it half a sin to put in words the grief I feel, for words like nature half reveal and half conceal the soul within. So from the beginning, he was talking about fear of putting his grief into words and sharing it with the public. And now here he's talking about 3 different kinds of responses that he got to sharing his grief. So it shows that all this time later, he's still worried about what people are saying and getting different responses from people. I like that in both sections he personifies different things like nature and soul in the section 5, and science in this section. I also like that he chooses to portray science as a girl because, girl power. Science, most people think of like men and, manly stuff, but I really like that he chose to display science as a woman. Yeah. I said that I feel like this is a lot of time later than when he wrote the 5th canto, because he says, ye never knew the sacred dust, and there he's referring to, the guy, Albert Hallam, what's his name? A.H. And so now he's referring to him as dust, so if you're thinking literally, physically, he's probably been buried all this time and now he's just dust. When in the first one, it was probably early on, and we know this took him a really long time to write, so you would imagine it took him a long time to get from the 5th canto to the 21st canto. So you can only imagine how much time has passed since the 5th one. I like that he decided to include the different responses that he get, because it alludes to the fact that everyone grieves in a different way, and that everyone's going to respond to grief in a different way. When the idea of piping was also interesting. He mentions it in pretty much every stanza in this section. One is basically, the traveler, the first one is saying that he's basically saying he's too sad and he's making other people sad. The second one is saying, like, let him be, he's been sad for all this constant time, and the only thing that he's gaining from his piping, which is like singing, or like his sharing of his grief, is consistency. She calls it constancy. So it's saying, like, honor him because he's been so dedicated to this. And then the third one kind of sounds mad. He's saying, oh, is this the time for some one guy to be sad when there's so much going on with, like, politics and more important things in the world? So that was a little harsh. Yeah. The idea of science was interesting in general. And he's kind of defending himself. He's like, you never knew him. That's like his defense to their criticisms of his grief. He's like, but you never knew the sacred dust. And again, the sacred dust is representing his guy friend. And then he's also saying that I do but sing because I must, and pipe but as the linnets sing. So he's basically saying he's not just doing this because he wants to do it. He feels like he has to because that is his way of dealing with his grief. And then the idea of a linnet, it says in the little footnotes that a linnet is a songbird. So he's kind of identifying with the songbird himself. And he's saying, in the last stanza, I'll read it again, he says, and one is glad her note is gay, for now her little ones have ranged. And one is sad, her note is changed because her brood is stolen away. So he kind of leaves it open for you to figure out which one of the two birds is he. So he's basically saying that, yeah, he has some things that he could be happy about, but his brood is stolen away. So that it kind of leaves it open that you can interpret it one of two ways, but it's kind of obvious which one he's more identifying with. But he still feels his song is like a happy song in some way, I guess. Yeah. So I kind of felt like that one was almost like a good time jump from the fifth one, but they related to each other in an interesting way. Yeah, I really like this section. Yeah. That's about it. If I add more, I'll write anything if I have anything more to say. That didn't make any sense. If I have anything more to say, I'll write it. Yep. Alright, thanks for watching, if anyone watched.